Our product description component is now displaying the album name, artist name, release date, and cover image with dynamic data returned from a service class that's making HTTP requests and returning an HTTP response. And all of our data is typed so that our code is better documented and our IDE can catch common errors related to types. But the track list data is still hard-coded into the product page component. We have a track interface now, so we should use that to model the data in a new product track listing component. We'll start by creating that component in a terminal window, typing ng generate component product-track listing. Before we dig into that TypeScript file, we'll open up the folder for that new component that the CLI generated, and we'll look inside of product page component HTML for a div with a class of track listing. And like before with the product description, we'll just cut that HTML out of the product page template and paste it inside of the product track listing template. In the empty space, we'll replace that div with a selector for the track listing component. Then in product track listing component.ts, we'll import the product service, import the album class, create a class property named album_info of type album, and inject a private variable into the constructor called product service of type product service. Then in ng-on-init, we'll call this.productservice.getAlbum, passing it a 1 again. And we'll subscribe to the result of that and store the response in this.albuminfo. Now in product track listing.component.html, we'll want to replace this li tag with an li tag that uses the ng4 directive. That ng4 will grab each track from the album_info?album.tracks key. Inside of each of these li tags, we'll want to replace the text in each span tag with properties from the track object. So the track number, the track name, the track time, and the track price. If we save and close all of these files and open up our app again and scroll to the bottom, we can now see that we've got all of those track objects being dynamically loaded in by the track listing component. One last step we can take here is to edit some CSS in the product track listing CSS file. We'll add the track listing selector and set the font size to 16 pixels and the padding top to 10 pixels. Next, we'll select the unordered list tag and set the list style type to none. We'll select the list item tag and set the display to block and the line height to 30 pixels. And finally, we'll select the button tag and set the line height to 1. Now when we flip back over to our browser and reload, we can see that things look a lot cleaner.